普羅政治，民聲起義。MyRadio 2015。
Welcome to the 14th episode of Hong Kong Health Magazine.
Welcome everybody, yeah.
Yeah, did I get it right?
You did, yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
Excellent.
So last time we talked about cleaning.
Cleaning, yeah.
Non-toxic cleaning.
Yeah, clean your home actually, Eddie, right?
Yeah.
Safely and naturally, you know.
Yeah. You know how did I clean my clothes? To use of...
You use the soap barrier, yeah?
Yeah, soap barrier, it's okay. So what are we going to talk about today?
So clean, yeah?
I'm not sure.
Well, you know, we've hopefully cleaned our home with non-toxic things, right?
Sure.
By now, right? Yeah. So we're not poisoning ourselves now. But when we step outside our home, Eddie, then there's all kinds of toxins out there, poisons out there that we can't beyond our control.
So today we are going to talk about the poison outside in
the external environment,
the whole environment. But I'm not sure that is going to be much more poison than our own home, because you see all the cars, all the air pollutions on the street.
Yeah, there's all kinds of pollution. You know.
Yeah. Now we're going to the number one, detoxify and feel good.
And so, you'll feel good if
I'm not sure, because I have not been detoxified.
Well, I have.
Remember the present perfect tense. Present perfect continuous tense. Okay.
You're crossing channels now. Yeah. But I have been, Eddie, for the last 5, 6, 7 years. Yeah. And I'm feeling much better, you know.
Oh, I see. So in this picture will show you how the air pollution.
Yeah, this is just air pollution from factories and that kind of thing, but we don't suffer so much from that, you know. Although
because we don't have factories here
anymore. No. They've all been exported, haven't they? So there's just a little bit here from the American. They have more research into these things.
Yeah.
So I'm just taking it from there. You know?
So in this PowerPoint, you see the kind of industrial air pollutants and the number of them. So I read the content to the audience. The 1990 Clean Air Act amendments required EPA to identify categories of industrial sources for 187 listed toxin air pollutants, and to take steps to reduce pollution by requiring sources to install controls or change production processes.
So 187,
Yeah, there's so many of them.
Yeah. So what affects us maybe a bit more here in Hong Kong is motor vehicle emissions, right?
Yeah. Oh, but where is this?
I don't know where that is, but it's just a graphic.
China. I guess it's China.
Yeah, it's just graphic. Yeah.
Toxin air pollutants and motor vehicle emissions. Mononitrogen oxides react with moisture and ammonia to produce nitric acids, causing
emphysema.
Emphysema and what is
bronchitis? Was it a lung condition?
Yeah. Both of them. Emphysema and bronchitis. Emphysema and bronchitis are all related to your lungs. Volatile organic compounds, VOCs, and nitrogen oxides react with sunlight to form ozone, which at ground level causes coughing, choking, and respiratory problems. Carbon monoxide is the most common type of fatal air poisoning in many countries. It is colorless, odorless, and tasteless, but highly toxic. It combines with hemoglobin to produce carboxyhemoglobin, which is ineffective for delivering oxygen to bodily tissues. And do we have a simpler term to explain this?
And people use this to kill themselves, actually, don't they? It's quite classic. Well, you know, in England they would close the garage doors, you know, and turn the engine on. I've heard people doing that. You know?
So if you only breathe in carbon monoxide, you
will be dead. You'll be dead. Simple as that. Because it just cuts the oxygen supply. Yeah.
Chronic long-term exposure to benzene, C6H6 damages bone marrow. It can also cause excessive bleeding and depletes the immune system, increasing the chance of infection. Benzene causes leukemia and is associated with other blood cancers. Horrible. The health effects of inhaling airborne particulate matter have been widely studied in humans and animals and include asthma, lung cancer, cardiovascular issues, and premature death. Because of the size of the particles, they can penetrate the deepest part of the lungs. So we should do a bit of explanation here. There are very small particles which you can breathe in, and then they stay in your lungs.
Yeah, and they will go very deep because they are so small. They can penetrate very deeply. Yeah.
So are they so small that we cannot see them?
Some of them, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Pesticides.
Yes. So that affects us to a certain extent in Hong Kong, I think, really. But one that's maybe not known about so much, people are not so aware of, really, is pesticides.
Pesticides.
Yeah.
So bad news about pesticides. And April 29th, 2014, it got 25,150 views by Dr. McCullough. More than 1 billion pounds of pesticides are used in the US each year, an amount that has been quintuple since 1945.
5 times the amount.
5 times. This includes 20,000 products made from varying formulations of more than 1,000 chemicals, sprayed everywhere from farm fields and gardens to playgrounds and schools. Why did they do that? I guess it is dangerous to spray all these pesticides when children are around.
Yeah. Well, the reason / excuse is to stop pests and stop really
to protect the children
from the pests, but which is worse. And there are other methods,
Yeah, it should be revealing that one commonly used type of pesticide, organophosphates.
Organophosphates, yeah. Phosphates, yeah.
Organophosphates were first developed as nerve gas during World War II. They work by inhibiting,
choline esterase,
an enzyme that regulates a key messenger in your brain called acetylcholine.
Yeah, acetylcholine. Yeah.
Acetylcholine.
And ironically, the Americans were complaining that the Syrian President Assad was using this.
Oh yeah.
And yet it's being used every day. So.
In fact, these poisons disrupt the signals between neurons, an action that has been linked to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's in humans. In children, there is increasing evidence that these pesticides are especially damaging, not only at high exposure levels, but also at low chronic levels to which millions are exposed. The last sentence means that the exposure may not be high, but you keep being exposed to that for a long time. So let's say 10 years or 20 years.
Yeah, chronic is long term.
High levels of agriculture insecticide have been found in samples taken from tainted food blamed for the deaths of 23 school children in northeastern India. 47 were taken ill after eating a free meal of rice and soybeans at a school at Bihar State on Tuesday. Vegetable oil used to prepare the food was revealed to be highly contaminated. It was a high quality of monocotyledonous insecticide found in the food which proved fatal for the school children, said Ravindra Kumar, a top police official in Bihar state capital, Patna.
Where the Buddha comes from.
I see.
I've been there actually. But
On Friday, police said they suspected the vegetable oil has been in a container previously used to store the pesticides. The school cook Manju Devi has earlier accused the school principal Meena Kumari of forcing her to use the oil, despite the cook complaining it smells strongly and look dodgy. Meena Kumari, who is still at large, is wanted on suspicion of criminal negligence, justice authorities say. Saran District Magistrate Abhijit Sina told the BBC that if she failed to turn herself into police, her property will be seized. Children aged between 5 and 12 have been buried in around the school in the village of Damansati Gandaman. Damansati Gandaman. Angry parents say they want the graves to serve as a reminder that the children died due to state negligence. On Wednesday, hundreds of parents and villagers protested by setting 4 police vehicles on fire. The children fell ill with vomiting and stomach cramps moments after eating the meal.
That just shows, you know, if it's a high dose, how fatal it was. Actually fatal, you know. How terrible it is, really. But coming closer to home here, you know, I see what they call SENs now, special education needs students.
I see.
When I first started teaching, Eddie, there was maybe 1 or 2 in every school.
They are.
Now there's at least a few in every class. So I've seen this for myself, you know. The poor things, you know. And go on.
30 years ago, and 1 in 2,500 children were affected by autism. Today, it is 1 in 68. On neurodevelopmental harms, Dr. Philip Grandjean and Dr. Philip Landgren identify a list of chemicals that have been found to interfere with brain development, and that are likely contributing to today's silent pandemic of learning disabilities and disorders. They are proposing a global prevention strategy that includes testing chemicals for their neurotoxic effects and take action to prevent exposure. So, right now we come to the Hong Kong Special Administration Region website.
That's right.
So why we do what are we doing here?
Well, the first link, Eddie, would take us to the AFCD permitted list of chemicals.
I see.
The list that they allow.
Now I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I just scroll down.
Just scroll through and just give some people just some idea how many. Look, how many of these chemicals that are allowed to be used in Hong Kong. You know.
There's so many.
If you looked into a lot of these chemicals, you'd be horrified.
Horrified would be the right word to describe.
Terrified, maybe.
Terrified. So you see that the list is
endless, almost, isn't it?
Well, we go down from A to Z.
From A to Z, man.
From A to Z.
Or A to Z in English.
My question is that how come that this government allows so many of this thing in?
I don't think this government's unusual. Not that makes it right at all. You know, it doesn't make it right. Why shouldn't we lead the world in not having all these things? But I mean, all the world is like this. You know. They all allow these kind of chemicals. You know. If we go back to the PowerPoint, Eddie, you know, just give some idea, wasn't it? How many? And then I went to the FEHD, the Food and Environmental Hygiene Department.
This one?
And leave it on there. I went to there, and from their website. We could go to the link, but no, the second one. From their link, from that link here, and I put in the PowerPoint the relevant passage, you know. So we go back to the PowerPoint. I've got the relevant next slide. So this is the
inside the website.
Inside the website. This is from their website, so you can check it yourself if you like.
This is the quote from them. Pest control. In the prevention and control of public health pests, we have adopted an integrated pest management approach to rationalize the work to minimize the impact of pest prevention and control on non-target animals and environment. Environmentally friendly methodologies, technologies, and products are used. Non-chemical agents will be considered before adopting the use of pesticides.
Or so they say. So they say. If you go to the next slide.
We are also very cautious in the choice of pesticides so that pest disinfectations are carried out effectively and with the least impact on the environment. To minimize the detrimental effect to non-target living organisms, we choose synthetic pyrethroid, insecticides, insecticides, which generate fewer hazards to human beings. Pests and nuisance-causing animals are disinfected judiciously to avoid unnecessary disturbance to the ecological system. Advice on environmental improvement for solving pest problems is given to the parties concerned.
So they say.
Would you mind to explain the word in the red box?
Yeah, well, and the next slide will explain that, because they're saying that the pyrethroids,
like all toxins, are indiscriminate, which means that they affect all the organisms which come into contact with them in the air, on plants, on the ground, in the soil, and in the water. While your own grower or you may be applying to deal with a specific pest, the product affects everything around it. And since particulates are easy airborne, they travel often great distances from the actual point of application. This is not their quotation.
But they say these are the main ones that they use because they are safe. As you can see, they're anything.
We go back to it. Yeah. They said that we choose synthetic pyrethroid.
Pyrmethrin is one commonly used. They were using diazonin and paraquat, which are highly toxic, but they've been stopped from using those now. But
side effects: immediate pyrethroids. Inhalation, coughing, wheezing, shortness of breath, runny or stuffy nose, chest pain or difficulty breathing, skin contact, rash, itching or blisters. Long-term effects, side effects. Disrupt the endocrine system by mimicking the female hormone, estrogen, thus causing excessive estrogen levels in females. In human males, is estrogenizing. Feminizing effects include lower sperm counts, and both it can lead to the abnormal growth of breast tissue, leading to development of breast in males and cancerous breast tissue in both male and females.
So wonder where these things come from, right? You see, people wonder where these things come from. Where these problems come from, you know.
Yeah. The neurotoxic effects include tremors, incoordination, elevated body temperature, increased aggressive behavior, and disruption of learning. Laboratory tests suggest that permethrin is more acutely toxic to children than to adults. Other unknown carcinogen. There is evidence that pyrethroids harm the thyroid glands, causes chromosomal damage in hamsters and mice, deformities in amphibians, blood and abnormalities in birds. Chemtrails. Chemtrails should not be confused with normal contrails that jets leave behind them as they fly in the sky. Contrails are simply visible trails of water droplets or ice crystals that disappear rather quickly, whereas chemtrails left by jet planes do not disappear. Chemtrails can linger in the sky for many hours. Oftentimes, jets crisscross the sky with chemtrails that eventually spread out, creating a haze that can partially block the sun. When this occurs, one can observe actual weather changes brought about by chemtrails. Have you Oh, this is my own picture.
Somebody sent me this. Somebody sent me these. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What did chemtrails contain? Several independent tests in the United States have shown that chemtrails contain the following substances: aluminium, magnesium, barium and barium salts, lead, arsenic, uranium, sharp titanic shards, mercury, mold spores, mycoplasma, unidentified bacteria.
And they said there's a lot of aluminium in from what I've seen, and a lot of barium and mercury. But we're going to focus on just one. As with all these things, it's too much. You know? Just focus on and just go through this one. Mercury is really poisonous. You know? I'm just going to focus on mercury now.
Mercury is the most toxic non-radiative metal known. It accumulates in the body and causes a myriad of toxin effects, eventually leading to chronic degenerative disease and eventually death. Diseases and conditions associated with mercury are allergy, asthma, autism. Contrary to popular belief, there is a very strong medical evidence linking autism to mercury. But anyway, how do we get this mercury inside our body?
Well, it's coming from these chemtrails, you know, and also and it's in some injections that are given as well. You know?
Oh yes,
and it used to be more in people's fillings in their teeth.
Oh dear, yeah, I got one in my filling, in my teeth filling.
Well, that's continually poison. Actually, the source of continuum poison. And there's just a list, Eddie, that just goes on and on. Wow, it's terrible stuff. You look at that.
Yeah. Nearsightedness.
I wouldn't go through the whole list because it goes on and it goes slide after slide. So if you just do it slowly, if people want to read it, you know, they just you know, it covers just about everything.
I see.
It covers just about everything.
Yeah.
You know, every.
Well, it's just just a very long list.
It is an extremely long list, you know.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't go into all the chemicals that are in them, you know.
Yeah.
You know. And again,
Well.
And that's just from the mercury, you know.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah.
And then
so what can we do?
What can we do about it? Since there are toxins, and we must have these detoxifiers.
Yeah.
To protect ourselves from this poison.
Yeah.
Body strengtheners and detoxifiers. Wheatgrass contain 90 minerals, including potassium, sodium, and magnesium. It builds red blood cells to carry oxygen, cleanses blood with vitamins B, C, and E, and carotene by eliminating free radicals. It is an immune system booster with 90 minerals and 90 amino acids.
And it is good, you know. I mean, about, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years ago now, I tried it for about a year.
Yeah.
But you know something?
Yeah.
It's awkward to get, and it's awkward to do yourself.
Yeah.
And it tastes horrible. It's one of the worst tasting things I've ever tasted.
But I like
it is effective.
Okay, I like the green color.
Yeah, but it is effective. But it tastes horrible, and it's quite awkward to prepare, you know.
So how are we going to make tea from this? Wheatgrass is cancer preventing by helping to alkalinize and detoxify blood cells. It has active enzymes which play a major role in breaking down fats. It is an energy booster, aids with digestion and promotes bowel cleansing. It detoxifies your body.
Yeah.
Studies have shown that fucoidan performs various functions like anti-allergic action, inhibition of blood coagulation, lowering of cholesterol level with antiviral action. However, which promoted the new fucoidan boom, which was a series of clinical reports that showed the effectiveness of fucoidan in the treatment of cancer. The cancer-fighting actions of fucoidan include immune activation, angiogenesis,
very good,
apoptosis, self-destruction of cancer cells.
That's mainly a fight against cancer. That one.
Yeah. Spirulina. Its protein content is higher than that of chlorella.
Yeah.
More than 60%, and the protein in spirulina is superior to all other animal or plant-based proteins. Its nutritional content also includes essential fatty acids, GLA fatty acids, lipids, nucleic acids, B complex, vitamin B, C, B, and E,
carotenoids.
Carotenoids. Well,
yeah, it's tough stuff, isn't it?
My tongue is tough.
Yeah, I expect. Yeah. But you're doing really well, man. Really well. Chlorophyll. Physocyanin.
Physocyanin. Spirulina is also strengthens the immune system and helps fight infections. It also works as a detox like chlorella. It also has been used for treating high cholesterol. Yeah. Intestinal difficulties, allergies, anemia,
arthritis.
arthritis. Well, internal inflammation. Oh, it is an easy one, but diabetes, gout, hypoglycemia, malnutrition, radiation poisoning, combating stroke and heart damage. When you talk about radiation poisoning, are you going to introduce or recommend this for the Japanese?
They do use the next one coming up. Actually, they do use the next one coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, they do use the next one coming up. But so chlorella and spirulina work together. If you use them both together, you can use these both together for quite an effective bodybuilding and detox as well.
Yeah. The main difference is in chlorella is a richer source of chlorophyll. So it works better for cleansing and detoxifying, while spirulina is the best source of protein, more than 12 times higher than beef and goat fat that is essential for the brain. Spirulina is also high in
physocyanin.
What?
Physocyanin.
Physocyanin, okay, which fights cancer. To make the best out of it and to get the full advantage of this superfood, take both the ratio of spirulina and chlorella in 1 to 2.
So 1 part spirulina and 2 parts chlorella,
Chlorella,
yeah. After my kind of like self-experimentation and everything like that, for ease and effectiveness, especially as a detoxifier, I pinpointed it to this one actually. To this one.
The extraordinary benefits of chlorella is liver detoxifier, blood cleanser, body detoxifier, immune system booster, normalize high blood pressure. Chlorella is also a remedy for chronic pancreatitis, fight infection, eliminates intestinal gas, T-cell rejuvenator, fast wound healer, relieves constipation, enhance the digestive system.
And it will actually rebuild your cells.
Rebuild
your cells,
Rebuild,
Actually rebuild your cells.
So today we'll introduce a lot of health things to the audience.
And I have some here really.
Me too. I also got one here.
And, just to show the audience.
Got
a big screen.
To take a feel of that.
And it's so convenient,
Oh yeah.
And take about 15 of these a day, 15 of these a day, and so you get 10 doses in a packet like this. And it's 150. So it's less than a cup of coffee. It costs less than a cup of coffee, and it's so much more good than a cup of coffee, really.
Again, the same description. I like the green thing.
Well, and then you can really. You've tried it, haven't you, really?
Yes, I did. I did.
How did you feel?
I feel good. I feel much better.
Because you're detoxifying yourself, and it's actually rebuilding the cells. It has this thing called RNA. It's actually rebuilding the cells, So it's quite magnificent. And and again, I've found a supply of this. a good cheap supply of this. Of this Korean one, which is the purest one.
So we got a lot of good tips for healthy living today.
Because as you can see, it's dangerous out there, isn't it?
And shall we call it a day?
We call it a day. We call it a day.
Okay. So we'll see you. We'll see you next time.
See you next time for show 15 of the Hong Kong Healthy Living magazine.
Okay. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.